Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, welcome to your Pluto in Aquarius 20-year forecast. Welcome, beloved souls. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Vivía, and this is my channel, Your Soul's Well, where I use astrology to help us navigate our shifting and exciting and sometimes turbulent world. I want to remind everybody, like the content I'm creating and you want me to create more content for you, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and remember to hit the notification bell because I am uploading regularly and I would not want you to miss an upload. So for Libra rising especially, Pluto is in your house, your fifth house of creativity, of self-expression, of connection with the heart. It is your romance house, your house of speculation and gambling, of taking risk, of adventure. It's an exciting and it's a fun house. Pluto going through here is wanting, because Pluto is the planet of deconstruction, it wants to just completely renovate this area of your life, but it wants to do it for the better. It wants to do it because it wants something better for you. It wants to take away, strip down everything that is no longer working for you in order for it to be built up to work for you. For many of you, this is going to be a time of creative inspiration like you've never experienced before. Many of you may have a rise to fame through your creative endeavors and recognition. Pluto is a powerhouse planet, and where it goes, it magnetizes it. So for many of you, you might get influence and recognition from your artwork or creative endeavors, or perhaps some of you, this will be your children because this is the house of children. It'll be time for deeper inspiration, and all in all, it's pretty exciting. So Pluto is here in this part of your chart for 20 years. So what it's doing is it's breaking down this area of your self-expression, of your connection with your heart. So for many of you, it will be about finding deeper meaning and connection with your heart, connecting to the inner child within. This is the passion house. So for Pluto going through here, it's going to help you connect to this and deepen this and bring it forward for you in a more authentic expression. Be prepared to enliven your creativity in a new way and bring authenticity to this part of your life and of yourself. It's really a time to let go of anything that is limiting you or holding you back from really embracing your creative nature, connecting with your heart, going on adventures. It's time to focus on the processes within your creative nature and letting that vision and this voice soar to new heights. So it will bring more color to your life, more passion, more connection. And for many, it will involve a rediscovery of joy, of like that childlike joy, that childlike innocence, and the authentic creative expression that for many has been lost for years, perhaps even since childhood. So it's an exciting time to reconnect and re-enliven your life. A major focus of this transit will be on expression of your true self, and the psychological impact of this cannot be minimized because it's going to bring you completely back to life, and this regeneration will be seen in all areas of your life. Many of you who really do pursue creative endeavors, it could be any creative endeavor. Some of you might have career recognition for this, or perhaps even fame, just being catapulted through this fifth house of imagination and creativity and being recognized for your work in the world, for your creative endeavors. Pluto is the planet of power and magnetism, and it's here, sitting here in your fifth house. Some of you can gain from this in a very big way. This is an opportunity to really dive deeply into these creative works and deeper inspiration that are more interesting and innovative for you, and a chance to infuse more of your authenticity into your work. For many, there will be an increased vitality. This is the chart area that represents the heart and life and living with full expression. So there will be no more sitting on the sidelines for many of you. It's time to just dive in and go deep and definitely partake in all the joy that is available to you. So like I said, for some, it will be romance and dating and going on new adventures. For others, it will be creative endeavors. And for some of you, it will be through the avenue of your children. Those of you who have children, there will be profound changes happening between you and your relationships with your children. It may be a deepening deepening bonds and connections with your children happening, and definitely life-changing experiences and transformations within these relationships with your children. It could be other people's children too, if you're involved with other people's children. This definitely is that house. For many of you, your creative endeavors may lead to financial opportunities. Again, that catapult into recognition. So it's all about connection and empowering the joy within you and just connecting to your heart and expressing authentically. But Pluto going here also can attract to you very passionate, maybe even obsessive, somewhat love affairs and romantic partners, very powerful individuals coming into this area of your life through either your creativity or through relationships with your children, or perhaps romantic endeavors and dating situations. So let's look now at your chart. Okay, Libra. Here's your chart. I cast it basically for November 19th. It's a bit different because I have to get your sign here on the horizon, but here's Pluto here in your 5th house again. Now, if you are a Libra sun, moon, or other placement, and I did a whole video on this, you can go back and listen to it. Pluto is making a wonderful trine to your house. So this is benevolent for all Libra placements. So the 5th house where Pluto is in is aspecting by trine the 1st house. So this is so benevolent, Libra. This is such a good energy for all Libra placements, because the trine is this energy that brings this influence that is very like Jupiter, where it's beneficial and gift giving and just expansion and considered benevolent and prosperous and abundant. So this is going to be a great 20 years for many of the Libra rising people or Libra placement people. I want to point out this date. It happened on November 2nd of 2024. Mars was here opposing Pluto. Pluto was still in Capricorn, just about to move here into your 5th house. The second date was the second opposition of Mars to Pluto. It happened here on January 3rd of 2025. I want you to reflect back on those 2 dates and just take notice of anything that was happening or did happen. Mars can be impulsive, a bit aggressive. The 2 of these together is very confrontational energy, even a bit explosive, because it will happen one more time here on April 26th. Mars will oppose Pluto this last time in this cycle for 2 years. So just reflect back. Did anything happen? Because when we can look back at the patterns, because astrology is all about patterns and pattern recognition. And if we can just take a look at the things that are happening around us and happening, how we are reacting, how others are reacting to us. This is, after all, in your house of groups and organizations and friendships. So if we can look back and we can see if anything happened, then we can kind of prepare for this incoming energy. It approaches us again to understand more how to react. This is going to be the 3rd and final time that Mars opposes Pluto in this particular cycle. The next date I would like to point out is this date here when Neptune ingresses Aries on March 30th of 2025. So it's here in your 7th house. Now, this will be 10 days after the spring equinox when the sun is here at the 0 point of Aries. And then Saturn on May 25th of this year, 2025, will ingress Aries again at the 0 point. The ingress is always at the 0 point, but I'm just pointing out the Aries ingress because it's a very important point, because it's considered the creation point, this cardinal initiation and rebirth. And it's a rebirth for all of us. And for you, Libra, it's happening here in your 6th house of the other. So a rebirth in relationships, a rebirth in perhaps if you are in business and you have a market of sorts, like an audience, this could be that. It could also be not just intimate relationships, but business partnerships as well. The house of contracts is here. So something new being born here for you in this area of your chart through these constant ingresses at these 0 degrees of Aries. On June 9th of this year, Jupiter is going to ingress Cancer. It's up here in your 10th house. I did a whole video on this on the notes. You can go back and listen, but this is great for all of us because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer and it's right here at the top of your chart. So for many of you, especially those of you who are pursuing creative endeavors, there's going to be a whole year here where Jupiter is just blowing up this chart area for you. So that's your public recognition, that's your status, that's your career. So lots of opportunity here for growth, for recognition, for being very visible, for being known and recognized for something. For some of you, it might be teaching because that is Jupiter. And some of you might become some type of teacher or instructor in the field that you are in through this fifth house here, and with Pluto coming in and regenerating this house and rebuilding it for you. So your creative endeavors, for some of you, that's artistic stuff, perhaps. There's just so many possibilities, but that's just a bit of an inkling for you. On July 7th of this year, 2025, Uranus is going to ingress Gemini up here in your ninth house. So just even more energy around, because this is the house of teaching. So it's going into your higher house of spirituality and teaching. So maybe even more information coming in about embracing teaching or higher philosophy or a higher mind. Now, keep in mind too, Pluto here and Uranus are in trine to one another. So these houses are speaking to one another. So for some of you, again, it could be maybe learning something new as it regards to Pluto here in your fifth house, but definitely information coming in. Uranus can be abrupt and just sudden flashes of insight. So regarding your inspiration here, your creativity, your children, your romance. So just understand that there'll be lots of information here and lots of information here in your ninth house. I will be doing more videos on all of these planetary placements. So just watch for them to get more information on Uranus through your ninth house. But as it's happening here in your fifth house, it's going to be helping this Pluto with your fifth house with all of those areas. And yes, I can definitely see for some of you, maybe taking on some type of role as a mentor or a teacher. And then on August 12th of 2025, Uranus makes its first trine to Pluto. It is within 1 degree. And again, this is just benevolent energy coming in between these two houses, your ninth house of higher inspiration and your fifth house of creativity. So just use these times for your opportunities to bring in this opportunity and this benevolent energy. So on September 1st of 2025, Saturn retrogrades back into your sixth house. And then shortly after that, on October 23rd of this year, 2025, Neptune will follow and retrograde back into your sixth house as well. So whatever was happening here, this is the final and last time for these planets to be in this house together. And so it's just going to be finalizing this, tying up loose ends here in your house of everyday habits, your health, your work habits. Then after that, they'll stay there till February of 2026, and then they'll both move back into your seventh house of Aries. I want to point out this date to everybody, July 18th of 2026. We're going to have 4 planets all at 4 degrees. We have Neptune here in Aries at 4 degrees. Then we have Uranus here in Gemini at 4 degrees. And we're going to have Jupiter here at 4 degrees. The moon is going to be there at 4 degrees just momentarily as well. So what's great about this is that Pluto is sextiling Neptune. Neptune is sextiling Uranus. Uranus is sextiling Jupiter. And for a short while, Jupiter sextiles the moon. So there's also a whole bunch of trines happening here. Jupiter is trining Neptune. Uranus is trining Pluto. And then for a brief moment of time, Uranus and the moon are in trine to one another too. That's just so much great energy, just so much flow and harmony between all these planets, these outer planets, these powerful planets. And then the moon too is our emotions. But let's just also remember that there is this difficult aspect of Jupiter opposing Pluto, and Jupiter, remember, magnifies everything and brings it to light. And Pluto itself will show us the things that are not working, things that are being hidden from us, things that may, be controlling or manipulative, maybe controlling or manipulative people. This is in your fifth house. So it could be anybody that fits into this fifth house. It could be lovers or romantic partners or people who work with us creatively, or perhaps our children. And up here, it's your 11th house of networks and friendships. Could also be just online stuff. So that is being magnified and something to watch for. And as we get closer to that date, I'll do more on that. But for now, just keep this date here on your radar. And then just the only other day I want to point out, back to this slide here, because I want to point out that in 2026, throughout 2028, Uranus and Pluto will be in trine to one another throughout. So again, that same energy of coming in and just, it could be chaotic. It could be instant, unseen change too with Uranus and just changing this up. So this could be some of the restructuring that's going to happen here with Uranus, with Pluto here. It could be when Uranus comes into contact by trine to Pluto, just all of a sudden, just changing this whole house, but remember, it's always for the better. Pluto only wants to change what is not working. All right, beloved, I just would like to go through some of the challenges that you might be facing with Pluto there in your 5th house. One of the things with Pluto is always about power. There might be some power struggles with the people that are associated with this house. Like I said already, perhaps your children or your lovers or intimate connections that way. Pluto is very deep and transformative, and this is a house that is very heart-centered and feelings-oriented. And so you might encounter really deep emotions come up. And again, some of them coming up to the surface like you've never experienced. And some of it could be obsessive also and compulsive tendencies of the heart. Those are also qualities attributed to Pluto and how Pluto can affect us. You're going to want to let go of any emotional patterns or habits that no longer serve you. They're coming up to be witnessed and to be released so that you can embrace newer and perhaps different ways of relating and emoting. Some of the emotions that might come up are suppressed and depressed emotions. So be on the lookout for that, and just know that this is the normal course of Pluto going through this house. And obviously needing to reach out when necessary for help is going to be important. This is your house of self-expression, so those emotions will come out, but it's going to be changing how you express yourself and how you put yourself out there into the world through your expression, through your creative abilities as well. For some of you, it's going to be a deeper dive into romantic pursuits and getting more fully active in this area. For some of you, it's going to be through your children and your relationships with your children. And for some of you, it's through your creative endeavors. And for some of you, it's all of the above. But rest assured, there's going to be a desire for deeper experience and deeper connection, getting to the deep and authentic emotion that is under there. Pluto can be seen to be intense, and so perhaps your attitudes towards these things and perhaps even towards play and adventure could be seen as intense. So just know that other people might be viewing you that way. It's not necessarily who you are. It's just an expression, and just be aware of that. For those people who are really unfamiliar with Pluto and how Pluto operates, there may be internal resistance. And just remember, the best way to deal with Pluto is just to really surrender to Pluto, to witness what is coming up, and to address the issues that it brings forth. For those of you who are dating or are in romantic relationships, this could bring up red flags for you. So just be aware and pay attention to the red flags that are being brought up to you. Don't overlook serious negative habits. And it's wonderful to be in love and be connected deeply to our partners. But another thing is obsessive relationships that can be taken too far. You will want to sort out any codependency and reliance on the other. This will be the opportune time to do it. And you may also want to sort out any type of power games or power struggles that play out in relationships. This is the natural house of Leo, which oftentimes deals with our inner child. And with Pluto going through this house, things from your childhood might actually come up to be addressed. And just be aware of this, particularly things that might affect your joy and your passion in this world, or connecting with your creativity or your deeper expression. So just be aware of that. It just will be a time to address the inner wounds of the child and deal with them. There's just no putting off what Pluto brings us to deal with. And that may be one of the issues that you're confronted with during this transit. But overall, I see this as being a very empowering time for you, Libra. I see it as being so benefic and such beneficial energy coming in that really supports you, that will really heighten your depth of emotion and connection with others, connection with your inner child, really expression of joy and of play, and as well of your creativity. And like I said, it may catapult some of you into fame, especially with that Jupiter going through your 10th house. And with Uranus there in your 9th, there's just going to be so much opening up for you. And so for Pluto going through your house here of Aquarius, it's going to be really asking you to really get in touch with the joy that's within you and your creativity and deepening of all sorts. I think that many of you will be happier in your lives and in yourselves after this transit. I think it will help broaden your sense of self. Many of you might need to reach out for help with parenting as this is going through your 5th house. So reach out for parental support if you need it. Some of you will be redefining your vision of love, and it's asking you to be more vulnerable with the people in in your life, and just also trusting and surrendering to your own creative side. You will need also to be comfortable with being recognized and in the spotlight. For some of you, you might have an intense sexual drive come up with Pluto going through your 5th house. So just be aware of that. So beautiful, Libra. Beloved Libra, that's my forecast for you for Pluto going through Aquarius. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that it's helped you. Please go watch my video on the nodes, the nodal shift for Libra, because there's more information there for you. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I would not want you to miss an upload. Stay blessed, beloved Libra, and I'll see you on the next video.